What is going on, my YouTube family? This is your boy Mike Jacks with eXp Realty based out of Orlando, Florida. Thank you for checking out. Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you can see all my latest real estate content. My channel is Mike Sells Orlando, SELLS. All right, guys, I'm jumping right into it. Today, I'm going to make a video based on my experiences of the top 4 reasons why you should fire a client. They got a lot of videos on YouTube and social media about why you should fire realtors, but they have very little about why you should fire clients. It goes both ways because it's a relationship business on both sides mutually. All right. So from my experience, no particular order, dealing strictly with residential, my number one reason is a conflict in relationship. If you meet a client, especially if it's a referral, and you got to take time to get to know that person and what they expect and see if you can meet their expectations, because a lot of them will come in with unrealistic expectations. As a realtor, it's your job to listen to it first, break it down, and then tell them, hey, this is what you're looking at. And if they can't accept that and they want to be confrontational, or they're saying, hey, I want this, I want that, and they start getting too picky and too detailed, and you're doing your best to help them, but they're just not able to, go find a home that fits what they're pre-approved for, it's time to part ways. Don't let these people burn you out, because that's what's going to happen. You'll go from looking at 3 homes to 10 to 15 to 30, and before you know it, it'll be 3 or 4 months go by and they still have not purchased a home. And that's when the realtor is at fault, in my opinion, because you got to do your homework early and you got to set expectations early so you can prevent that. So part ways if it gets to that point, way before it gets to that point. All right, number 2, not taking a realtor's advice. You got a lot of clients that do this. They get people that have not bought homes in like 2 to 10 years or sold a house in 2 to 10 years, or they go on websites on the internet, or they listen to a lot of YouTube things. While all that's helpful to a minimal degree, based on who you're listening to, the reality is when you get into a contract, it's just you and that realtor, nobody else. So it doesn't matter what Uncle Joe says to you who hadn't bought a house in like 10 years. Bottom line is, if they're out of touch with the market, if they don't do this every day, if they're not a licensed professional, there's going to be a lot of things that they just don't know. Doesn't matter if they bought houses every single year. There's still things that they just don't know because they don't do this for a living. They don't study the market. They might go on the internet and look at things. But at the end of the day, a realtor does a lot more than just go on the internet. We have access and tools that the public don't. So we use those tools before we use the other stuff that's out there. All right. So number 3, when you get clients that are not willing to buy or sell their home and they're taking a long time to do such, that's another pet peeve I would say for realtors. Extending yourself for people that is not serious about buying a house or selling their house. They keep going back and forth. When you start noticing that you're getting clients, if you're selling your house and you're a listing agent and you got a lot of people coming in giving you like 20, 30 offers, and then they're not happy with any of them, even though they're like well above the market value, and you can get that for them, and they want to go greedy and they want to keep doing this and that, and you're trying to counsel them, you're trying to tell them, next thing you know, they get too much out of control. The house sits on the market for longer than it should, and it starts losing value. Before it starts losing value, you should have part ways with them. Before it starts to get to that point, you should have did the homework and a listing appointment, and you can kind of see based on the conversation what type of client they are. And you'll get that in more experience. I didn't know this stuff when I first started, so I was out there trying to please my client, and I realized I was extending and burning myself, and it's not worth it because majority of those I didn't even get paid from. I did all that for nothing in terms of compensation, but it did pay off in terms of knowledge and experience, and it didn't happen to me anymore. But when I joined my new brokerage, when I got with eXp, it didn't happen to me because I was trained by the best of the best, and they taught me on how to avoid a lot of that. So I was able to minimize that from happening again, and thank God I got with a brokerage that was able to train me and show me the way. And the last point that I'll make is buyers and sellers, working with multiple realtors to list their house on the market or help them buy a house. Listen, guys, I'm going to be candid with you. If you're going to work with multiple realtors and do research, then don't expect that realtor to give you all their undivided attention either. You're going to have some that are really trying to please their client and show that they care about them. But the reality is it's got to go both ways. The client also has to show that they're serious about working with a realtor. If you're going to use a realtor for their services and their free time that they're giving and their expertise and their knowledge that they're giving to you for free, then you at the least should give them an opportunity to earn your business. But a lot of buyers and sellers know that they're not really serious about working with a realtor. Some of them just want to get information, and then they go try to do it on their own, or they give the business to somebody that just got their license that they know, like a close friend or a family relative. To me, that's not right. So if you see that and you see those warning signs in advance, part ways with them and tell them, hey, these are my expectations, these are my services. If you're not going to be able to, meet me halfway, then we have to respectfully, mutually part ways. Doesn't mean you burn the bridge with them, because maybe down the road they come back and they want to come back to you and really be serious. But it does mean that season you might have to part ways to protect your business and get with a client who actually deserves that time and attention, because they're more serious than the next. All right. So I hope this video helps. These are my top 4 reasons, like I said, not in any order, that you should part ways with the client if you're a realtor. All right. This is your boy Mike Jacks with eXp Realty, based out of Orlando, Florida. Over and out.